Okay, this is part 2 of the 4DRC-F3 disassembly and replacement of parts to do with the gears or the motor. I think it's not the motor, I think it's the gear assembly that's faulty, so we're going to find out, because it's when I turn it, it gets stuck, and both rear motors are doing the same thing. So I have got all my screws on separate magnets on this piece of metal, and I'm getting a bit confused, so I'm going to put this piece of metal aside, because the screws that I'm going to take out of these rear arms, I want to put them on a separate I don't want to get them all mixed up. So actually I've got this container thing with a magnet on it, so I'm going to stick my other screws on here. Actually it's in the way, so I'm going to stick it, I'm just going to stick it over here, right down here. Right, let's find out which size screwdriver we need. Oh, that one fits, that one fits. So it looks like I'm going to have to take all of these screws out. I don't want to lose them, so I'm going to put a little magnet on my screwdriver, so my screw will stay stuck to my screwdriver. Right, you know, that container down there, it's really annoying because it's such a long way down there. I think I'm going to find something else to stick them on. Hang on a minute. Oh, I know what. I'll stick my chisel I'll put my chisel there, and oh, I don't like that idea. Hang on a minute. I'm just so finicky. I know what I'll do. Hang on a sec. Right, I've got this clamp. I'm going to clamp it to the table, put a magnet on it. Right. Okay, that works. Stick it there. Because it's taking too much. The chisel was taking up all my table room, so this is perfect. I've got a little clamp on the end with a magnet on it, so I can start to take my screws out. Because they're so small, you don't want to lose them. Because I know they send you, sometimes they send you a spare set of screws, but in this situation I haven't got any spare screws, so I don't want to lose them. Oh, this one doesn't, this one wants to disassemble. It's already coming apart. In fact, I have to squeeze it a bit, otherwise the screw doesn't want to come out. Are these different lengths? It looks like they're all the same. That one looks a bit shorter. So the screw that I just took out of there, the middle one more or less, looks a bit shorter than the other two. It looks like it's got some glue on the end of it. Right. I'll take these three out now. Would you believe it? These look smaller. Oh, I've got the wrong screwdriver. Huh. Oh, what the heck? I've got the flat one. Where's the other one gone? How the hell did I do that? That was the flat screwdriver. Where's the other one gone? I'm going crazy here. What did I do with the other screwdriver? What? Oh, there it is. Oh, God. Stupid. I'm daft. Right. That's the one. I haven't got my magnet. Yeah, these screws on the end are the small ones. They're very short. So I'm going to use another magnet. Oop. Put that big magnet on the end. So these screws at the very end are the short ones, very short ones. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, so the one on the inside is very short. This one is a bit longer. As is this one. So 2 longer screws of this set, those are the long ones on the outside and the short one is in the middle there. I think that was a short one on the, I'm not sure, anyway we'll find out. Now we should be able to pop this out. Oh, I have to take the propeller off. Okay. Right, put the screw back in the propeller. So we don't lose it. Luckily I've got a white mat, so if I did drop it I'd be able to see it. I put a white mat. Right, I'll just put that in a little bit so that propeller keeps the screws safe, because that's a different screw, I think. Right, now we should be able to pop this off. Ah, there we have it. Let's have a look at this. So there's the motor at the bottom. So there's the motor. These the red and the black wire comes in and it goes to the LED which is in the bottom, and the motor colour coding for the bottom right rear motor is red and blue for the wiring, and this cog and the motor is horizontally mounted like I predicted. Let's have a look at this cog. I think it's damaged. Oh yeah, there's some teeth damaged on here. I'm going to look at it through my watchmaker glasses. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Because of the focusing. I'm going to hold it up and turn it slowly. Let me just see if I can get this. Right, see if I can get this to focus. How do I do this? Trying to get it to focus. Oh, the front camera doesn't have autofocus. All right, let me try. I'm just moving my mouse out of the way. Let me try something else. I'll use my other phone. Let me just get. Let's see if I can zoom in on it and show you. I'll see if I can take a picture of it and show you that. Aha, I see damage. Right, just a minute. Right, I'm just trying to get this on my other phone so that we can get a good picture. This is awkward. I could obviously scan it on my scanner, but that gear is definitely got some missing teeth. Let me see if I can zoom in. Ah, that's going to work better. So by zooming in, trying to get the best angle of this tooth that's missing. Ah, that was it there, but I've got to hold the damn thing. Right, let me just prop this up on here somehow. Turn the light on. Ah. Okay, I've taken some pictures because it wasn't gonna. Right. Right, can you see the photo I just took? You can see clearly that the gear is damaged. Where is it? Right there, where I'm pointing, there's some damaged teeth. Okay, so that's obviously what's happened. The teeth have been damaged. Right, close that out. Now that probably happened, I'm not sure actually when it happened. Either I did it accidentally when I originally bumped into the bathroom door, or it happened when I don't know, but it's what I'm going to do is replace 2 of these gears because the motor's obviously all right. I'll check it. Right. Oh, this video is getting long again. It's 15 minutes or something. The metal gear on the motor is fine. Right. I have got some special gear grease, so let me find that. That's over here. I'm going to put a little blob of gear grease on the motor gear. This white stuff. I'm going to put a little blob of that on. While I'm in here, I'm gonna do all of them. I'm going to check all of them and put a little dab of gear grease on. Don't want much because just a dab. I'm working it into the motor, right, into the motor gear. Now I need to replace that gear with a new one, which I've got from the seller that sent me these. So which way around do they go? Gears on the inside. It's got a set screw on here. Which locks it in position on the shaft. Right, I'm just going to leave that screw in the screwdriver because I'm going to put the other one straight back on. Take the gear off. That's the faulty one. Put the new one on. Supposed to be a hole. Oh, there it is. Gotta get the hole lined up with the shaft. Right. See if I've got it lined up. I'll try not to over tighten it. It has to come out the other side. There we have it. So I'm not going to fly this drone indoors anymore because I've had too many mishaps. The first mishap was in the kitchen. You see, when it's outside, it's got GPS, and the GPS keeps it steady, and it only moves when you give the remote controls some movements. Whereas indoors, there's no GPS, and it's so easy for it to get out of orientation and for you to bump into furniture, and that's what's damaged it. So there we go. I've got the new gear on this one. I am going to put a little bit of gear grease. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's white lithium, I'm not sure. Put a little bit of that on the gear. I don't think there was any on the original gear, but it doesn't hurt to have a bit on there, because it doesn't want to be, you don't want a lot. I'm just trying to minimize the chance of damage again. I'll put a little bit on the shaft. I've got to do the other one as well. Right, so that's that one. And the motor should just pop straight. It should just pop straight in this bearing. Let's test it, turn it. That feels a lot better. If I can find the eBay seller that I got these gears from, I will put a link to the eBay seller that was in China. I'll put it in the description of the video. So that worked. So now all I have to do is put this back together. The wire's a little bit frayed at the back end, but I think it's fine. It's just where you open it and close it a few times. The wire looks okay. It's just got a little bit of chafing on the heat shrink. Actually, it's the heat shrink. Let me just take a photo of it, because it's hard to get a zoom in on that thing. Right, let's have a look. The wire looks alright. Right, so there's a photo. So it's just the heat shrink sleeving that's been chafed. I'll try and position that because it's all plastic, it's not rubbing on any metal or anything. I don't like it though. Hang on a minute, I'm not sure about this. I might have to repair that. Just a minute. You know, every time you unfold the arm on the on it, what I'll do is I'll wrap a bit of tape around it so that that part doesn't get damaged. Oh, actually, I've got a better idea. I've got an even better idea. You know my white plastic stuff, my EBS plastic. I'm gonna put some of that over that damaged bit of wire. It'll dry in about a minute or two. It should dry. So that plastic will act as a well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video because I have to wait for that to dry, and I'll come back when I start working on the other motor. All I've got to do with this now is put all the screws back in, clamp it all back down. Let me just, I've got some on the plastic. Just spreading it out a bit because I better take this off a minute. I'll put it over there. Take this off again. Just a bit. Let it dry a minute or two. Yeah, it's right in this corner where it's been chafing. So if I right, I'll leave that to dry for a while. Okay, we'll come back when I start working on the second one. So I decided to put the propeller back on this one before I take that one apart, because it's so easy to get these propellers in the wrong order, and when I take the other one off I could easily get them mixed up. So yeah, I just decided to put this one back on before I actually take the other one off. Right, hopefully I've got the hole lined up, because there's a hole going through the shaft and you have to get the hole lined up. Let's find out if I got it lined up. Yeah, I think so. You don't really need to make them tight, because the key, it goes through the hole. All that matters is that the screw doesn't easily undo itself. So don't over tighten them, because if you do, you'll strip them out and then the screw will vibrate and it'll fall out. So yeah, that's all done, and it that one's all done. It's perfect now. It doesn't get stuck anymore. So yeah, I took some more photos of that gear, and it was damaged in more than one place. So yeah, pretty bad. Anyway, now it's to do this one. You know, actually, I don't think there's any point in recording all of this. So I'm going to pause again, because, well, the procedure to do this one is exactly the same as that one. You know, so it's a bit silly really. But the wire on this one is also got a slight chip on it. So obviously that's where when you fold the arms and you take the arms out, it's rubbing. So I'm going to put some glue on that one as well, before I put it back together, and that glue should in theory protect it. I can do a bit more on the other one, because now I've got it back together I can see that it's going to rub again. So I'm going to put a bit more glue on that one, and but I hope this helped you, because I know that I was looking on YouTube and I only found one video showing the insides. There was no tutorial or anything about how to take it apart or anything. So I thought I'd take you through my struggle so you could see the kind of problems of getting it apart, and the hidden screws and everything. Well, they're not so much hidden, my eyes are bad, so it was hard to see where they were. But yeah, so yeah, there's a bit of chafing on this one as well, right there. There's a bit of white wire showing through on that one. But so it's a shame they don't put some kind of protection on there, like a bit of a rubber grommet or something. But yeah, it's obvious what happened. The yeah, when it's going in, when it's folded in and folded out a few times, it just rubs off the heat shrink sleeving. Yeah, anyway, so this video is how long? 30 minutes. So this was part 2. I'll pause anyway. I'll see if I can add a bit more video to it. Okay, as we go along, I'll just take this apart, and if there's something different about this one, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll just pause while I do that. Well, I figured, what the hell. Okay, the unveiling of the second rear motor, which is the rear left, and see what we get here. Using my fingernail just to lift that out. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same thing. Pop this gear out, and there's no lubrication in there whatsoever, which doesn't help. Let's see. Yeah, I see damage on this gear as well. Let's just get a zoom on it. What torch? Right, let's see if we can see damage. Actually, I don't know if I can do this live actually. Let me just try and zoom in 4 times maximum. Let's see if you can see this. Hang on a minute, I need to get it on my hand. Come on, focus. Right. Yeah, I see a damaged tooth right in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, it'd be interesting if I can do this live. Let's see. Yeah, there's a tooth right. Well, it's dark. It looks. Let's just rotate. Oh, twat. Flipping phone going to sleep on me. Oh yeah, look at that. Some teeth missing. Oh yeah, they're being stripped out, look, right there, look. See that? There's some teeth stripped. Right there. Where my fingernail's pointing. There is some missing teeth. Well, they're actually low profile because they've been trimmed down by the slippage. Yeah. So another gear to replace. Right. Okay. Same as before. Take the set screw or anchor screw, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a set screw. Right, I'll leave that in there. Pop this gear off. That was junk. Get a new gear. I want the hole lining up. Oops. Yeah, I've got the hole lined up. I can see daylight through it. Well, not daylight, but electric light. So I'll just screw that in. feel the screws come out the back. Right, there we go. That's that one. And same as before. Bit of gear grease. Well, one of the good things about gear grease is it reduces friction, and it also reduces heat generation at higher speed. So if the gears don't get so warm, the less chance of breaking, wearing off or becoming soft and then breaking. So there's a better chance that the gear can survive. So I'll put a little bit of that on the shaft. I think there's bearings in there anyway, but I'll put a bit on the motor cog before. Okay. Check that. Yeah, that's better. Right, put this back together. I want my magnetic screwdriver, so when I took these apart, go back in reverse order. I'm using a different screwdriver. The grease is on the other one. So these are longer on the outside. These screws are slightly longer than the middle one. The one that's that one. So it's a short, definitely a shorter screw. For anyone that hasn't seen my channel before, I mainly do research into electronic, into free energy research. Well, I've been sick for a few months, well actually over a year really. So, problems with my eyesight as well, and so I haven't really been doing much lately. I've just been focusing trying to get myself better. Always turn the screw back slightly until you feel it click, and then otherwise you make new threads, then turn it forwards. You don't want to strip them out. I think that's about right. Remember, these things are delicate. They don't have a lot of torque. I'm reversing my path because the screws that I put in, I actually started at this end. I took all the screws out, and when I'm putting them back in, I'm going up instead of down, so I know where the screws all belong. That screw, for some reason, has a different head on it. So if you use this other one. Whatever the reason, that screw is different to the others. I had to use a different screwdriver for that. And that one is as well, for some reason. Because this one fits, the other one doesn't. Last one. I have a feeling all of these at the bottom are different. They're probably not self-tappets, they're probably, right, yeah. I think it's because that motor's mounted to a metal bracket, so it's not self-tappets. These, that screw, that screw, that screw, obviously bolted into a metal bracket of some kind at the back, so I didn't really pay much attention actually when I was looking at there. So I need to repair, let's get this gear grease out of the way. I needed to repair that plastic, so on the other one, so I'm going to put another dab of plastic on here. To that heat shrinks. That heat shrink is chafed. Right. Oh, everything's falling over. So let me just see. I don't want it all over the. It won't matter much actually, because this part doesn't bend anyway. The part that bends is the wire at the back, because this whole arm moves. So it might be a good idea to let it stick to the arm so it doesn't chafe on it. That's probably a good idea actually, to put plastic on the end so it doesn't rub. Instead of, when you get a wire rubbing against a piece of plastic, it will wear the wire through and eventually get a short circuit. The wires might short out. So I think I'm gonna take the other one off in a minute. I think I'm just gonna put a bit of glue, my homemade glue, on there. So have I got a pocket in it? Oops, yeah, I had. I'm just putting a bit of glue on there so that it doesn't rub. Are you going to say, well, next time you come to take it apart, you're going to have a job? Yeah, you're right, but it's very small amount, so I can easily thin it a bit more. It dries really quick. I just want to thin them out so that it stops that wire from chafing. Anyway, the wire, all through this process of doing this, that wire stayed in that place anyway, so. The only time I might have a problem is when I come to swap the motors out, because they eventually wear out. So we've got 2 spare gears, because they sent me 4, so I've still got 2 spare ones. And I just have to not fly the damn thing indoors, because that's what, I think that's part of what damaged the gears. You see, when you hit a solid object, if it hits something and the prop stops suddenly and the motor's at high speed, it's going to strip the gears. It's a shame there's not a clutch in there really, some kind of a clutch to slip instead of damaging the gears, but that would probably add more expense to it. So let me see if I can get that other prop on. I'm going to leave this in the position where it'll dry that glue. Alright, I'll just let it dry like that. I'm going to stick this prop back on. That's going to fall off. Come on, get up. Right, take the screw out. Right. Line up with a hole. Right. That feels perfect now. Okay. Putting it back together should be easy peasy. What the heck? Okay, so this should be drying. Right, I need to get that out of the way. Get back on here. Right, just leave that there a minute. I'm going to let that glue dry before I put it together. Anyway, you've seen how I do it. I'll see if I can video. No, you don't want to watch me put all the screws back in, do you? That's going to take forever. Because I've got to go. I might have to go back and check my video just to make sure I haven't missed any. Mind you, I won't miss them out because they're all in order on the that piece of metal over here. So yeah, I've got them all stuck on here. So I'll just reverse my steps. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'll end it now because the video is at 48 minutes. So part 2. Thanks for watching part 2 for the 4DRC-F3 disassembly. Right. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Yep, that's the one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.